2025. If you're one of these employers, add ZipRecruiter's latest feature, Zip Intro, to your hiring plan. It does most of the work for you, so you save time. Just pick a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. You can even meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Here comes the thunder.
Tonight, we're staying up late for the Braves on the West Coast. It's exciting interleague play with the Atlanta Braves and the Athletics. Coverage coming up from West Sacramento at Sutter Health Park at 6:50. First pitch, 8:05. Right here on your spot for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take your next adventure at an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Hewitt Tire and Auto. Call 850-769-7323. Your certified AAA service center and hometown towing. Visit them online at HewittTire.com. On Airport Road in Panama City. 850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Need a tow? Call Billy at Hometown Towing, 850-265-1562.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I'm full of water. I stay hot tub. Stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub. Rubber dub and hot tub. Rubber dub. Second hot tub.
Get in!
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah!
Second hot tub.
Get in, man.
Will it make me wet?
Well. Do you remember that skit from Saturday Night Live, James Brown's, with Eddie Murphy? Unbelievable. I saw another one with him. James Brown's up on stage. He's doing his show, and Eddie Murphy's out there. He stops the show, brings Eddie Murphy up, and he goes, you know how he talked. And he goes, man, you always like to do me. You can do it right here. And he did it. He grabs the mic. He talked to his the band just like James Brown did. It was incredible. It was a classic, man. Unbelievable. The legendary James Brown. He's kind of like Tommy Sandemout's story. Came from the backwoods, fought himself through all the way through, worked up, became a very famous, very wealthy man. Tommy, did you ever get to meet him along your paths, James?
Of course I did. What do you mean?
You and him pretty good friends?
He'd come to lunchtime quite a bit, and we'd have a big party out there at the Civic Center.
You used to hunt near his the land up there they owned outside,
absolutely.
in Georgia. Yeah,
absolutely.
People don't realize all the things you have done in your lifetime.
Telling you.
It's a beautiful Thursday here in Paradise. I just saw a gorgeous picture. Jeremy Pridgeon and his daughter. Well, that's his wife. It looks like his daughter. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. This is their 21st year. Happy anniversary to Jeremy Pridgeon. I love that man. When he's in here, I just feel better. He is a special guy. Have you ever met him?
I've not.
Though Bishop. Hey, what's up, Big Daddy?
Hey.
You're good, man.
Hey, glad to be here.
Look at that shirt he's got on.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what now. If my son had the ability and was still playing and he could go anywhere he wanted, I would say, you know where you're going? You're going to Georgia to play for Kirby Smart. I love that man. That's a great person.
Yes. No, we were very fortunate, particularly with all the rocky waves that we have in college football right now. I could sleep sound at night knowing we got Kirby Smart leading the ship right there.
You're very fortunate. We'll see this year how we feel about our coach at Alabama. But now, Josh, he's upset. I mean, he doesn't like people playing golf. He wants his coach recruiting, not playing golf, not losing recruits. Did you get it straightened out at Auburn? Are they putting the golf clubs up now?
There's too many microscopes on that guy. Let him live. Let him live.
Oh, boy.
Well, there's worse things he could be doing.
Yeah. Our county AD's here. I'm going to brag on you. I'm going to brag on the superintendent. This is incredible. 17 years ago, you go look up the definition, Tommy tell you the same thing, of a superintendent. They should have a picture of James McAllister in there. When he was superintendent, first black superintendent, first black head football coach, basketball coach. When he was superintendent, this school district was an A. He left it in incredible shape. First time since he was the superintendent, we have 0 Fs, 0 Ds. It's incredible what our superintendent McQueen is doing, our county AD's doing, the school board members, and more, the most important thing, our great teachers. What a great job. And the great students that go to Bay County. I got 2 granddaughters and grandson. And I'm not kidding you now, I'm really thinking about, they're going to go somewhere in South Walton, the way the schools have been since McQueen, before McQueen got in there. Since then, I feel really good, and I'm not going to. I don't want to cause a stir or anything, but and you know this as well as I do. There were some rumors, there were things being said, military, other people real concerned the direction of the school district, and it was going to come and bite us in the butt if it didn't get better. Thank God our governor, who he picked, McQueen as the superintendent. What a job they're doing! It's incredible. I feel really good about the future of Bay County. Josh, brag on some of your people, man. They did a great job.
Like I say all the time, it takes a village. You know, we have great teachers, great staff, great principals, and we really do, from elementary to secondary. And then obviously it starts at the top with Mr. McQueen and his staff. I mean, it really does. The involvement it takes from top down is really truly special. You know, you see Mr. McQueen at all the sporting events.
Yeah.
You know, you see him in all the classrooms. Like, he is very active. So he does a really good job. And then, you know, and you understand this, the boots on the ground, the teachers. I mean, what a job, you know, to go into to battle every day, you know, for lack of better terms, and you put up with a lot, and there's a very dynamic job, and they shine every day.
Well, I think the key, we had him on right when he became a superintendent. He came on, and I think he stayed with us 2 hours. He did a great job. You could tell he's highly intelligent, but I think the military background, that discipline, that work ethic that he has, and he's kind of a no-nonsense guy. He's got a plan. He's got a game plan. He's going to execute it. And if you're not on board with it and you're not getting your job done, you and I have talked about this off the air, then things get moved around. And he's not a politician. He's not vindictive. He is a sharp cat, man. I can't say enough good things about our superintendent McQueen. Tommy, you work for a lot of them. You're pretty impressed with him too.
Oh yeah, he came to our church, and one of our little small groups at church that I was there, and he spoke, and for the first time, I had known him a couple of times before. A friend of mine was friends with his, so I'd met him a couple of times. But I was very impressed with his future. He had the plan, like you say, he has a plan.
Yeah.
And he was very, very. I was impressed with his intelligence. He's a smart
sharp.
guy.
He's sharp. And look at the kind of people. I mean, they're going to hire the right type of guy.
That's right.
You're a taxpayer. You're going to have kids. And you might have kids in here now in school. I'm not sure. He went through the system. He was at Arnold. And so I know you're happy about the way the direction of the school's going right now with no Fs, no Ds.
Absolutely. And it's so important just for the community as a whole be able to have that next generation prepared to go out, not only in the workforce, but just be good people. Yeah. That's so important just for the foundation for a community, in particular one like Bay County. So again, excited to see just the trajectory we're going there, and it's going to pay off in big ways.
Now we got to get the baseball in this county is second to none. We're always playing for state championships. Soccer, we may have the best soccer team in the country. Year in, year out, all the schools. Basketball, we've been good. We haven't been great lately in basketball. We've been there. We've been to this Lakeland. Football, we used to be the king of football back 20-something years ago. Now, we got to get that back. That's the only thing we got to get back coming is football. Josh, what are you hearing anything? Are we going to have a good football team in this county this year? Is it going to be very competitive? What are you hearing on the street?
All I can say is when I go to school, every summer workout, and I see the weight rooms are packed.
Yes,
and
sir, baby.
There are a
Yes,
lot of kids out playing and participating in preseason conditioning and workouts, and from basketballs to footballs to baseballs. I mean, there's kids everywhere on campus in the summer, which is a beautiful thing. I argue that campuses are more busy during the summer because there's stuff from 7 a.m. all the way to 9 o'clock at night. So I'm looking forward to it. By the work, you know what happens in the summer usually pays off on the field in the fall, and there's a lot of kids out at every high school, and it's really exciting to see.
And I want to congratulate you because we've always pushed here since we started doing this, the local schools in the Panhandle, and the coaches, taking care of the coaches. And you told me the other day, our supplements are up there now. Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, so, it's no secret that, Florida doesn't pay well, but we can brag about, across the board in all the counties of Florida, we are the second highest paying in regards to supplements, what we pay our coaches as for supplements. So that is pretty impressive. Again, I wish it was more. We all wish it was more, but again, across the landscape, I think we're doing pretty well.
We've been comparing the Big Ten, and I know we got SEC guys in here and ACC with Tommy, but we've been comparing the ACC, Big 12, and I just don't think they compare the Big Ten and the SEC. So we've really been comparing those two. We looked at what they averaged in coming to a game last year in the Big Ten compared to the SEC. It was better than the SEC, even though the top three biggest stadiums in the country, I do believe, is Michigan, Penn State, and Ohio State. And then the rest of it, SEC kind of dominates. I'll get into that a little bit later. But let me ask you three guys a question about this. In the SEC, top to bottom, I do believe it's the best conference in college football. At the top end, I'm going to give it to the Big Ten. They won back-to-back national championships. I think they got a great shot at winning it again 3 years in a row. But I want to look at the top. When I say that, let's look at the top end. In the Big Ten, in my opinion, there's only 5 schools that can win a national championship in the Big Ten. Ohio State, which has done it last year. Michigan, they did it the year before. I think Penn State is a blue blood that can win a national championship. Oregon, and I'll say USC. They've done it before. They've been a power. They got all the ingredients to win and be a national championship team. Then let's look at the SEC. Georgia, done it. Back-to-back national champs. Alabama, more than national champions than anybody else. Florida has done it. Tennessee's done it. Texas has done it. Oklahoma's done it. How many is that? 6 right now? Mm-hmm. Auburn's done it. That's 7. LSU, that's 8. Anybody we're forgetting that has done it and has the ability, all the ingredients to do it. That's at least an 8 I can think. Anybody we didn't think about?
Mm-mm. Those are traditional powers right there.
Yeah. So we got 8 in one conference. They've got 5. Yeah. Who in the ACC and who in the Big 12 in this day and time can do it? I mean, seriously, I'm not being ugly, but with the way the money is, maybe Clemson,
Clemson.
I think Clemson's the
only
only one
team this year.
Yeah, I think Clemson's the only one that out of the ACC. The Big 12. I don't think there's anybody in the Big 12 that went.
UCF won a national championship.
Oh, Louisville. Sorry, I got to say Louisville. I have to say, not because of him, because I got one of my former players as defense coordinator at Louisville. So yes, Louisville's my baby. They can do it as far as you know. What did you say? I'm sorry.
UCF's won a national championship, right? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Dr. Mitchell paid for that national championship. So are we right when we all think that the top to bottom of the SEC is just better? Top to bottom. Now, I'm not talking about the top end.
No, not necessarily. Used to be, but I think the Big Ten.
Turn his mic off. I knew he was going to do this.
And then, you got, don't forget, there are some unbelievable coaches in the ACC this year, too. So it's going to change. You'll see.
Okay. Anyway.
I do look what Bill O'Brien's doing at Boston College. I think that's an interesting.
Yeah, well, Louisville. Look what he did. Look what happened when he left. Yeah. The school he left is falling apart.
We call it quarterback at Louisville.
And look at the guy that left there and what he's done with the school he went to. He didn't done anything. So yeah, I give him some love, but no, not on a national level. There's no way they can compete for like that. Not year in, year out. So I do think top to bottom the SEC is still the best. Top end, I can say it's Big Ten because they won the last two national championships, but when you really look at it, are they the top end best? When we just pointed out, we got 8 teams in our league that can win it, that's done it, can do it, and got the resources to continue to do it, and they've got 5.
Yeah. And one team that we didn't even talk about in the SEC that has a really interesting quarterback coming back is South Carolina. I'm not the biggest Shane Beamer fan in the world necessarily, but that was arguably the hottest team last year. So that was a very, very small time frame in that. How they can repeat that, but that's just another. There's a few other wild cards that
they got a great edge rusher. I mean, an elite player there, one of the best in the country. They got the quarterbacks outstanding. They got a shot. You're right. I think Florida's back. I know people think I'm crazy. I think Florida's back. Auburn, I just think Auburn's having a really good year. I'll be shocked if they don't, and they'll have a new coach if they don't. Yeah. I mean, you got to win there. Tommy, we got to take. I'm sorry, Randy. We got to take this break. Let's talk about some of our wonderful people, man. I think we got so many. It's incredible. The legendary Jay Mike. It was so packed out yesterday for a couple of hours. It was unbelievable. We sat there and talked. LSU Jeff was there. Had a lot of people come by and say hello. We had a wonderful time. World famous J. Michael Spaghetti only on Wednesday. Best seafood, coldest beer. Get out there and have a great time. And I heard they had a really good day at Lynn Haven. Mosley, Tommy, one of our favorite places, Before Brace, Lynn Haven. Pat Perno, city commissioner. They always do knock it out of the ballpark every single day. Go visit either one of those. And last night, I was at El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Talked to David. The new location on Front Beach Road, 10908 Front Beach Road. Police park in the back, doing very well. This is the place you want to have birthday parties, tonight, karaoke, across the street from the Navy base, El Rodeo Tequila Bar Grill. We'll be right back. We got Josh. We got the legendary Hall of Famer, Tommy Santamont. We got my Arnold son over here, Theo Bishop, Georgia Bulldog himself. Be right back.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 87 with a moderate breeze out of the southwest around 14 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 81. Tomorrow, partly sunny and likely thunderstorms and a high around 86. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. Well, what's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Happy anniversary, Jeremy Pritch and his beautiful wife, Abigail. They're both, I saw their wedding picture. They're both good looking, wonderful people. We love Jeremy. I just feel better when he's here. The guy just, he's special, Tommy, isn't he? Mm-hmm. You did a good job. When y'all brought him on board, you hired him, you did a great job.
You're right.
No doubt about that. It's kind of almost the impact that when you hired me here,
It was close.
It was close to that.
Yeah. It was close.
As far as you know. Yeah. All right, I'm going to do this for a special man. This is for Richard Sanders. I love this man. If you don't know who he is, you should. He's one of the reasons that we have so many nice things here in Bay County. We have so many, 200 teams down, 198, 200 teams down here right now, baseball, softball, everything's going on. They bring in families. We make a lot of money for the restaurants, a lot of money comes in for the community. And he is a big Georgia Tech fan. So, Richard, I did some research. This is what the experts are going to think is going to happen to Georgia Tech. I love their football coach. He came from the University of Alabama. He was under Nick Saban. He's actually recruiting at a high level at Georgia Tech. He's doing a great job. Here's the schedule. Here's what they predict. Week 1, at Colorado, they don't get it done. Deion wins. Colorado beats Georgia Tech. I don't know about that. How you hold on to that one? I think I would go with Georgia Tech. Gardner Weber. Does anybody know where Gardner Weber?
Gardner Webb.
Where is that?
Yeah, that's in the Carolinas.
Okay, that's Georgia Tech's cupcake. In Atlanta, they win that one. All right, Tommy. They got Clemson at home. Georgia Tech. Who gets it done?
Clemson.
Who gets it done?
I think Clemson this year.
Who gets it done?
Yeah, sorry, Richard. Clemson.
Sorry, Richard. Clemson bites you. So right now, you're starting out the season with 2 losses and 1 win. They got Temple the next week. They get it done. They got Temple at home. They go to Wake Forest. Who wins?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. Everybody agree. The experts do. Then they got a tough one at home, Virginia Tech. They got Virginia Tech beating Georgia Tech.
I don't know about
What do you think, Randy?
Negative.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Georgia Tech's going to win that one, so I'm going to change.
I mean, you go back and look at the first year. The head coach was placed in there at the middle of the season, ended up winning out the rest of their games. He was appointed or hired as the new head coach. I mean, look what he's done just in a couple of years there. He's getting it done.
Yeah. All right, here we go. After that one, they're on the road to Duke. Duke's been playing well. Elko is gone. The experts say Georgia Tech wins. I do too. Georgia Tech beats Duke?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. All right, Rich, you're doing pretty good. Syracuse, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Syracuse is going to be good. Watch out on Syracuse. But they got Syracuse at home. The experts have Georgia Tech beating Syracuse. Yep. Everybody got that?
Yep.
Georgia Tech, Syracuse?
I'll go Georgia Tech.
All right. At NC State. NC State's tough at home.
Yeah, that's tough.
They're tough at home. Georgia Tech goes on the road. The experts say they get it done. Georgia Tech beats NC State. Is that right? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
No.
I'm going with
I'm going with
NC State.
NC State. NC State.
Yep.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. All right. We got to push on that one. At BC, they gotten better. Of course, Brian's the coach there. He came on TV. They've got Georgia Tech going up to BC, winning that game. Is BC, everybody agree with that one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I go with that.
Bobby Bowden had a hard time up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I play on weird nights, so Thursday nights, Friday nights.
Yeah, you never know with this one. But some years are really good, other years are not. I do like their coach. I think he does a pretty good job. Pitt. They get Pitt at home. They got Georgia Tech beating Pitt. What do y'all think?
Oh, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, it is. That's a tough game. I mean, Pitt, Pat Narduzzi's done a good job at Pitt.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of a toss-up.
It's at Georgia Tech.
It's at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
They'll probably get the home field advantage.
Yeah, I'd give them the edge in Atlanta.
Still go with Pitt. They've got FSU, Pitt beating FSU.
Wow.
So I'm going with Pitt.
He's a good coach. Who you got?
Why not Georgia Tech?
I'm going with Georgia Tech. Come on, Richard. Get it done, man. And then the last one, in a blowout, the big shocker of the year, Georgia Tech destroys Georgia and Kirby Smart. No, I'm kidding. All right, you got Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech should have won that game last year.
Where's the game?
At home. It's at Georgia Tech.
I'm going to tell you that Georgia may end up winning that, but I guarantee you Tech will give them all they can
last
stand.
several years.
Georgia
It's
Tech,
a rivalry game.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That was a heck of a football game last year.
Yep.
Georgia was fortunate, right?
I think Kirby Smart's still calling timeouts in overtime.
Who you got? I know you.
I'm taking Georgia, but it's in Atlanta. It's the Mercedes-Benz neutral site, so it'll be.
And I think they're getting so much more money to play it there. A lot more people. Who you got?
Yeah, Georgia Tech's going. By the end of the season, they're going to have probably going to lose some of their better players. So they don't have the depth that Georgia does.
Randy, who wins it?
Georgia.
Georgia will win.
Yeah, Georgia.
But it won't be by much.
Yeah, all right. So the experts got them going 8-4. Some of us have them going 9-3.
I think going 10-2. I'd give them the Colorado game. Haynes King he's a heck of a quarterback.
I'll give him the Colorado game too. Dion hadn't even been there. You know, he's got some really major health issues, and they're keeping it quiet. He said he wouldn't even address it at media days. Hadn't been there all summer, so I got Georgia Tech going 9-3. You got them going 10-2. So Richard, that's you. Your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets are on their way back. Congratulations. All right, I want to get this in. I did it yesterday, real quick. Listen to this. Longest streaks without a 10-win season. Do you know what school it is? And it's from the SEC. Is it number one school? Who is it?
The longest one? No, the longest.
Longest streak without a 10-win season. Without a 10-win season.
Would that be the Commodores?
Thank you, sir. Yes, Vandy. How many times they've done it? Give me a number. How many times have Vandy won 10 games?
4.
2.
2? How many?
5.
0.
0. You are correct.
Wow,
they have never won
Incredible.
10 games. They never. Remember back in the old days, they only played 10 games.
Yeah.
And they never had.
But remember, though, they're in the SEC, top to bottom. You know, I mean, you got to think about what you said earlier, top to bottom, including Vandy.
Number 2, and y'all are never get this, I'm going to tell you, is Purdue. You know the last time they've won 10 games?
When Jeff Braun was the head coach?
1979.
Wow.
Purdue?
Yes, 1979. Virginia, last time they won 10 games. Come on, you know this, Tommy. 1989, 35 years ago. NC State. Now, this one shocked me. NC State. When's the last time they won 10 games or plus? 10 plus.
NC State?
NC State.
Philip Rivers
Probably
years?
recently.
2002.
Yeah.
22 years ago. Maryland came at number 5. Coach Bryant coached there. He had a good year. I don't think he won 10, but he had a good year. Last time they won was 2003, 21 years ago. Rutgers came in number 6, 2006, 18 years ago. They tied with Cal. Then it was Boston College. Last time Boston College won 10 games was 2007. And then Kansas. I thought it was before then. I thought Kansas had a couple good years. 2007 is the last time they've done it. And then Texas Tech. I'm going to tell you something about Texas Tech.
They're spending money.
They're coming, man. They're going to be good in every sport. This guy's a billionaire. He's putting his money into it. He bought the softball pitcher. They're going to be good in every sport. I'm telling you right now, watch them out for basketball, football, and baseball. They're going to be good.
They just got a 5-star recently.
Oh, he did. This ball game, yeah. Whatever you want, Coach. Just let me know. Put it on your list. Texas Tech, 2005, 16 years ago. Arkansas, the last time they've won 10 games, they're ranked number 11th, 13 years ago. Nebraska, I didn't realize this. It's been 12 years since Nebraska's won 10-plus games. Texas A&M has been 12 years. And who was the quarterback then?
It'd be Johnny Football.
Manziel.
Johnny Football. All right, Tommy, I got to ask you this. We got a couple minutes. I want to ask you this before we get out of here. People are upset. I've had people talk to me on the street, Publix, about FSU, about the tickets. They're guys that had tickets for years, and they said they're done. They're not going to do it. They're upset about the parking. They're upset about what they're having to pay. They can't get the tickets they've had in the past. And you know the AD, you know those people up there. I think you might be the reason all this stuff's going on. You gave them all these ideas, what I've heard on the street.
I did.
But tell everybody seriously, what's going on and what's your take on it? What do you think? Is it just the way things are going to happen?
Suck it up, get more money, because somebody's going to take your place. I mean, they're going to sell the tickets, But I mean, I understand they surveyed all the fans. 90% of the fans they surveyed, all of them wanted what they're doing now. They wanted a premium upgrade in the stadium. They wanted nice facilities to be able to come to. So that's exactly what they did. They did lower the seating capacity, but they're making it up on premium seating. Premium seating is their main money now. So
what about the parking situation over there? I mean, with them taking that football operations thing going on, it'll be completed sometime in September. The parking is always going to be a problem in Tallahassee. There's so many one-way streets over there. Since I used to live over there. There was no one-way streets. Now everything's one-way street. It's hard to get around, but the parking is going to be a problem unless you're a Golden Chief or somewhere way up. You're just going to have problems with parking. So this is the way business is going to go, and it's probably going on to every school around right now, too.
A lot of schools are doing what FSU is doing. They're upgrading their facilities because that's what people want. I mean, you don't want to go over there and go to the concession stand and be a bunch of junk around, and you're sitting in a seat that's very uncomfortable. So they've increased the size of the seats, and they got nice seats, chair back seats. So
tell everybody too what you just told me earlier off the air about this new technology they have, this huge screen.
Oh yeah,
that's incredible.
In the football operations center, my nephew he spent 4th of July with us, and he's on the board Seminole Boosters board. He says they've got a room, a big room. It's marked off, yard marks and all. They got the meeting rooms back behind it. So, for instance, the offense can come out in a set. And then if they're going to play Alabama, for instance, they can come out and they're going to see the Alabama defense on a giant.
It's like they're in front of them?
Yeah, right in front of them. It's like pre-snap, being able to tell, what play, and they'll say, why are you going to run that all? So anyway, they do it offense and defense.
So they can have everybody there, and the coach can say, what's your check?
Right.
They're in this coverage. What are we going to do?
Right.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's technology for you.
I've never heard of that.
I assume most other schools have it, but maybe they don't.
That's the first time I've heard of that.
Of course, this is a new facility, and they can encompass all the technology now.
Have you seen all that stuff in person?
I've been over there. I've not been there lately, but when I'm going over to a fall practice whenever Trey gets us lined up, and I will go in there.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I tell you what else is awesome. Right here in Bay County, Steve does a great job with the Mosley swim team. He's been doing that forever. But when you have a local business that can stay in business for a long period of time, you know they're doing it right. Steve's Bike Shop's been in business since 1979. The guy's incredible. Electrical bikes are taking over the world. It truly is something special. If you got a heart condition, Chad Mitchell talked about it. If you got a heart condition or you got bad knees, hips, you got to get that exercise. You can ride out pretty good distance. You get tired, you turn the electricity on, you come on scooter on back home. You can't beat that. Older people, I know Tommy and Louise have all kinds of electrical devices that they use. It's incredible.
Well, I'll tell you, I've taken my bike to Steve many times, and the good thing about him, he'll get it fixed quickly. You don't sit in there. He don't sit in there for 2 or 3 months. Yeah. He gets it done the next day or so. They're really good.
They're awesome. I
like Steve. He's a good guy.
As a matter of fact, Layton's wants a 10-speed for her birthday, and that's where we're going, Steve's Bike Shop, right across the street from Sam's on 23rd Street. Hey, if you want your yard to look absolutely beautiful, nobody can do it like this. Turf Pro Pest Control is incredible. Patrick does such a wonderful job. Also, if you've got insects getting in your house, call Patrick. He'll take care of that. Turf Pro Pest Control, #1. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And what a family. We all know this family. I know you love the dad, the mother, Vandergriffs, Don, Judy. What people, wonderful people. The lives they've impacted is incredible. Their sons, both of them are unbelievable. But Kyle, Vandy Roofing, they do such unbelievable work. They design it, they build it, commercial, residential, you name it. But if you're looking for a roof, it's Vandy Roofing. We'll be right back. Josh, Tommy, though. When we get back, Tommy Santamont's FSU update. Brought to you by Newbies. We'll be right back.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. Or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport. The best place in town to take a leak.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU update. It's getting closer and closer to August 30th, 2:30 ABC. Alabama Crimson Tide rolls in to the Fighting Seminoles. It's hot. It's miserable. Who gets it done? Tommy Santamont has the answers to everything you need to know. But
Tommy said he's got our tickets covered.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be in the box.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the box.
Yes.
I hinted at it about 5 times, and he ain't took the bait yet, so I don't think I'm going.
Sometimes you just got to just
They
lay
would
it
never
out
let an Alabama fan in there. I hate to tell you.
And I'm wearing my shirt, too.
Well, I'm not an Alabama fan.
Yeah. You can't wear your Louisville stuff in there either.
Oh, God, Louisville.
Why would I wear Louisville stuff to a FSU? And
well, if you got true love, don't you wear your colors?
Absolutely.
I wear my, I went to FSU, LSU game. I wore my Alabama stuff. FSU people were great. They treated me wonderful.
I have not seen you one time with a Southern Miss shirt on, so quit lying.
I said Alabama. And the LSU people tried to fight me. I mean, it was crazy.
Well, I wonder why.
Yeah, they hate Alabama. Before we get into FSU up, Tommy, John and Charlotte, wonderful people, love them to death. They always give back to the community. I mean, she gave $250,000 to one of the universities here. They always give back. Wonderful people. Get out and support all the newbies. We love them all. Newbies Two on the Curve. That's where you want to watch the sporting events. Head of the mothership. They're going to have the best entertainment. And talking about long-time local business, over 50 years.
Institution.
It's a legendary place. All of the Southeast, hell, all over the country, they know about newbies. But the new one over in town, that's Glenn's favorite place. The beautiful blue building, nice facility over there in St. Andrews. Go check it out. Have a wonderful time and tell them Coach sent you. Tommy, what do you have for us today on FSU?
Well, we'll start with a little bit with baseball. There's not a whole lot going on other than recruiting. Everybody's trying to recruit. So in baseball, Link Jarrett, is a head coach over there. And what was their weakness last year? Pitching. They've already got 6 pitchers through the transfer portal already. And Jamie Arnold, their number 1 pitcher, he is gone. He'll be in the professional game. And so they got the kid from Florida Atlantic, Trey Bird. He's a left-handed. He's sophomore. He's supposed to be a super pitcher, so he is going to be at FSU, and he'll probably take Jamie Arnold's place as their top pitcher. And they've got they got pitchers from Oregon, Mississippi State, Central Arkansas, a number of other that just come in there, and they're in need because Peyton Prescott was their pitcher last year. He got hurt in that Super Regional right there at the end. He hurt his arm, and he was throwing in the 100-mile-an-hour speed. So he's one of their good pitchers. He's from Jacksonville. He's going to have Tommy John surgery, so he's out. I mean, they probably won't see him again until 2027 probably, or somewhere like that, 2026 if he's lucky. But anyway, he's really trying to get more pitchers in. And if you've ever, we had a chance to go to watch FSU in Florida play, Jeremy and I with the church, and Lean Jarrett goes through pitchers like water through a sieve. I mean, if you make one pitch that's bad, he yank you out and put some. Of course, they got like 18 to 20 something pitchers on the staff, so he goes through them. He doesn't like for them to stand if they're not doing good. So that's just the type of coach he is. But anyway, they're really working on trying to get some quality pitchers in, and they did get an infielder from Arkansas. He was a good hitter. I forgot what his name was, but he's a big kid. Their second baseman, Drew Farrow, my friend's grandson, he will be probably turning pro, so they'll lose him. He was a good player this year. But anyway, they're trying to put the missing pieces together, and knowing Link Jarrett, after having a chance to talk with him, I was very impressed with him. I mean, I think he's one of the exceptional baseball coaches in America in college. Football-wise, FSU had a big recruiting. They've done really well recruiting. In June, they've already got commitments, and we all know what commitments are. They're just like, how long are they going to stay? Or, are they going to do
how much
this?
more they want?
Right.
Yeah.
But they've gotten 22 commitments so far for the 2026 class, and Chauncey Kennan, he's a 5-star defensive back. He is committed to FSU, and they got another big defensive lineman, Ernest Rankins. He was the number 2 player in Georgia, number 5 defensive lineman in the country, and the number 47th prospect overall. And he's a 6'4", 260 kid from Decatur, Georgia. He was committed to Auburn, and FSU flipped him. So right now he'll be going to FSU, and that was a big plus. And now the linebacker is something they've been working on quite a bit. And there's one elite so-called linebacker, Rodney Colton from Noonan, Georgia. He is a 6'1", 205, and they're really hyped up. They want to get him, and because they had about 4 or 5 really good linebackers to come. The number 1 linebacker in the nation came on an official visit, and of course he went to Alabama, I think. And so they missed out on about 2 or 3 of them. And this Colton kid, they're really trying to get him, and so we'll see if they go. But they've done really well. They're number 11, I think, now on the recruiting. So they really moved up quite a bit. So they're doing a real good job. As everybody, you always read about what these kids think about them, and of course all of them loves Norvell. They all think about how he treats them and how well he does. And of course you got 2 new coaches around, so it's like a new start for them. And that's basically what's going to happen. And the key offensively for FSU this year, they have gotten some really experienced offensive linemen to transfer in, some good kids, and with what they've got, they are definitely going to be better offensively on the line. If they have a good offensive line, I think Gus Malzahn, because they've got great running backs, they got 5 or 6 of them that can go. And if Malzahn has the offensive line, they'll do well. I think it'll keep them in the game.
I don't think people. I really think as good as he is as a coach, if they got a quarterback that can run and throw, they're going to move the ball. Yeah. What are you hearing about defense? How good are they going to be on the defense?
Defense, I'm hearing some really good things about them.
See, I think that's
Tony White. He was in Nebraska, and he's turned 2 or 3 schools around on defensive side. So I think he's going to do real well. They've still got some good players on defense. some big kids, and I think defensive backs, they got lots of them. I mean, they got some really good defensive backs. Linebackers, most of them are back. They've got 2 really good ones in on the transfer portal.
You know those people. You get some insight over there. What are you hearing from the people that you know that are around the program? Is this team, the chemistry of this team, the character of this team? Because last year was a joke. Something was wrong last year. Can they feel it? Can they tell it's totally different?
And I think when you look at that, you look at the quarterback. Last year, Ungalea, he just wasn't with the other players. I think something happened. Of course, he bought them all these headphones, when they went to Ireland, and thinking that's going to help. But he was the key, I think, last year. He didn't have the leadership, I think, but the Castellanos, they've really been high on him. I mean, they all love him.
He can fly now.
He can run, and he can pass the ball, but he can run the ball. But he's a lot like Jordan Travis, very similar characteristics. So I think he's going to be the key. And again, the offensive line's they've got to do okay to give him a chance. Because I think Gus Malzahn will have an offense. He'll be able to run the ball.
Yeah. And if you're an option team, you really don't have to be a huge overbearing line. Angle blocks. They've changed the rules so much now that you can't do what you used to in the past, cut knees, cut ankles and stuff like that. There's still some things you can do inside the box. But with that offense he has, I'm telling you one play you're going to love. He's killed us with it. He's hurt Kirby with it before. That little option play, the quarterback comes down the line, and the corner comes up to stop the run, and he throws the receiver, and nobody's near him. It's a great play. They execute as well as anybody. You're going to see it, and they'll probably burn Alabama with it. They do every single year, it seems like. What do you think? I think Gus Malzahn's going to do a really good job at Georgia. I mean, at FSU. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think they need to make some changes on. I think that Gus with his experience. And then the quarterback, I mean, he's someone that Gus had valued early on in the process as a high school student, someone he has a long relationship with. So very excited to see.
When Castellanos went into Porter, that's the first thing Malzahn, they went after him right off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean,
you feel like it's more exciting. Everybody seems to be more excited about it.
It is.
But it's kind of unknown, though, right?
It's very unknown. And a good thing, too, with the stadium upgrades and the big operations center going in, everything is looking good for the football. But I can remember when we played Boston College up there, they could not stop Castellanos. He ran all over FSU. Yep. They couldn't stop him.
Yeah. I can't wait.
They finally won, but it was at the very end.
I got a question for you. 2 beautiful young ladies. They're actually cheerleaders. And you know what schools they're thinking about going to? They're my granddaughters. They're cheering now. Beautiful. Lorelei and Layton. Layton's my oldest. They're talking about going to Alabama, Troy, where their mother went, Florida State, and I forgot the other one she told me. I don't know, it was Auburn, Florida, I can't remember. But the question they have for you, Uncle Tommy, are you going to be able to get us box seats to the Alabama FSU game? Signed, Julie.
What year? What year?
What year? The spring football game?
Yeah, we'll get you in for a scrimmage.
Layton's been telling me the whole time, Layton's going, we're going to go to the Alabama FSU game. I said, Layton, I don't even want to go. It's going to be so hot. They don't understand. In August, if you've been over there, you've been in town, August at 2:30, it's going to be 100 degrees, no shade.
Let me tell you something. Who is their grandfather? What's their grandfather's name? Whoever that grandfather is, he needs to just get with it and get them tickets and get over there.
I can get the tickets. I just don't want to sit in that heat.
Don't keep waiting because it'll be too late.
I do know somebody. I got connections over there. This guy he's a legend. He's a legend, though. And he could probably get me in that box, in that air condition. With my little granddaughters, he would probably, the kind of guy he is, I'm sure he'll get us in there.
The only problem is they don't allow kids in there.
Are they drinking in there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be around that. But now, I tell you what, we took them to the Alabama-Tennessee game 2 years ago. 50 years ago, the first game was Alabama-Tennessee. I took my granddaughters 50 years later. You should have seen their face. When they walked in that stadium, they saw over 100,000 people. They were like, they couldn't believe it. They had such a good time. They were cheering, Dixieland Light. They were going nuts.
As I told you, my nephew was with us during 4th of July, and we was talking about getting into FSU. And my grandson, I want Michael to go to FSU, and he probably will. But I was asking Trey, I said, what about, he said it's very difficult getting into FSU, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, well, what about GPA-wise? He says you got a minimum to get into FSU 4.2.
That's right. Hey, I'm glad you preach it. They're listening right now. The grades, the test scores, you got to focus on that. If you want to go. I'm sure it's the same thing at Georgia. It's hard to get into Auburn. Auburn's the hardest school in the state of Alabama to get into. It's crazy. But anyway, Lorelei Layton, we'll try to get those tickets if Uncle Tommy will come through. But
I'll encourage them. I'll encourage your grandfather to get you some tickets.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. You listen to the legendary 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves are back.
Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win.
And ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for Braves country.
He just wrecked that thing. Straight away center, a homer for Riley.
Sales, Strider, Acuna, Ozzie, Riley, Profar, and Coach Snitker lead a stellar lineup. Listen live nights and weekends on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 87 with a moderate breeze out of the southwest around 14 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 81. Tomorrow, partly sunny and likely thunderstorms and a high around 86. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure at an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. If you're a county AD, if you're in charge of some big Republican fundraiser or whatever, if you're an ex-Hall of Famer, if you're a radio station owner, if you love people, if you love yourself, you got a great father-in-law, beautiful wife, Russ and Amber can really help you out. Get down to David Adams. Ask Russ, I need some great jewelry and I need a deal. If you got something you want to made up for a coach, a team, Josh, I advise you to go down there and visit with Russ. They do incredible work. They made this thing for Wildcat, and it was pretty cool, man. Glenn had some things made for him and his wife. I think it was their anniversary. They did that. They design it, they'll build it. You design it, they'll help you design it, they'll build it. If you got some jewelry that needs repairing, take it down there. They do a great job over there in the great city of Lynn Haven.
I think the word you're looking for is custom.
Custom, yeah, there you go, custom. Thank you. Also, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You'll look better, feel better. Is Jason Kowaleski, and I want to thank you, Josh. You guys finally did it. You recognize a legendary doctor. That man, this will be his 26 years on Bay County sidelines, Dr. Chad Mitchell, a legend. One of the first guys trained in robotic surgery. God bless him. He's incredible. Listen to him every Monday right here. If you get hurt, you don't have to be a great athlete. Go see Chad. The guy is unreal. Update on Smitty, John Wildcat Smitty. His real name is Smitty. We call him Wildcat. Had a bad day yesterday, but he's doing well. It was stage 1 cancer. They got it all out. Again, yesterday was a little painful. Had some issues there, but he's doing well. We hope to get him back around the 14th or 15th. We hope. We don't know that for sure. We'll know more about that probably tomorrow or Monday. But anyway, keep him in your prayers. And if you could help out, we appreciate it. GoFundMe. He's having to stay over in Jacksonville. It's costing a lot of money. They got to keep him close to these doctors over there. And go look it up, John Smitty, S-M-I-D-D-Y. You can help out any way you can. Any type of money you can give, we certainly appreciate it. We did a really good job with Ron Movie raising money for him, so we really need to focus on John and help him as much as you can. We certainly will appreciate that. And the people who've already done it, I know he certainly appreciates it. Tho Bishop is here. I didn't know if I should let you do it with Josh here or not, because Josh, he's such an Auburn homer. So be prepared. He might jump
mild.
Yeah, he can get, when he gets to Auburn, he's usually pretty good.
Oldest rivalry in the South.
Yeah. But Tho Bishop's going to talk about his loved, and I do love Kirby Smart. That's a great man. Talk about Georgia Bulldogs. What do you think? Are they, Conrad Moon told me, he says, man, I'm telling you now, this is a special team. You watch out. And then I listen to Kirby talk, and it's like the depth's not there. And nobody's going to have the depth they've had in the past. Yeah. But of course, Kirby's always going to say something like that. But what are you hearing? What's going on over in Athens?
Well, I know last year, I think we mentioned earlier with FSU, the lack of some connection issues last year, somewhat quarterback driven. I think that was definitely a problem last year with Carson Beck and his Lamborghinis and his charter flight NILs. He was going down to Miami every weekend. Now he's there. And so, I think that the vibes from Athens right now is that this is a much more connected team. We've got Gunnar Stockton coming up to media days. I think he's has really put his print on as the leader of the team. And then you look at the rest of the roster. Biggest problem last year was receivers catching the ball. They go out there, they get Noah Thomas from Texas A&M, they get Zachariah Branch from USC. Big playmaker there. Yeah. Big playmaker there. Still got the depth of the offensive line. A lot of new faces going to be there, but the talent is there. The defensive line rotation is going to be 3 deep. Again, we've got some great talent coming in. There's Elijah Griffin, the freshman that we've got coming in here. I mean, the numbers that are coming out from his workouts are 4.7. You're running a 4.7 at 3.05. That get me excited right there. So I think talent deep. I mean, I think Phil Still had Georgia being favored for all the games preseason. To any extent that matters at this point. I'm very excited this year for the Georgia Bulldogs.
I got tickled, Tommy. Kirby listed starters coming back on offense, defense. Now, I want to say I think he said 4 on offense, 3 on defense. Yeah, I started laughing when they rotate so many players in throughout the year. It's incredible. Yeah. And their backups as good as most teams' starters anyway. And they've done a great job recruiting recently. They've really jumped up there.
June was a good month.
Do you guys have the money, though? I think you have more money than Alabama. But do you have the money to compete with Ohio State, Texas A&M? I'm telling you, in the future, Texas A&M is going to be pretty good. Texas is going to be good. And Oregon. Notre Dame has a lot of money. Southern Cal has a lot of money. Does Georgia have that type of money to keep up with Ohio State's, the Texas, and things like that? Because they just have a different level of money than most schools.
Georgia has a pretty good level. They're definitely maybe not top tier, but probably that second tier. But I know the way that Kirby wants to spend their money. They focus a lot more on retention than they do, freshman NIL deals.
Yeah.
And so, they're going to players and saying, look, we're not going to pay you the most coming in as a freshman, but look at all this money that our players are making in the NFL right now. And so they don't come in with the highest NIL dollar
deals. But if you're a linebacker, if you're a defensive lineman in particular, the importance of the depth of those two positions, right there, they're still beating Texas in most of these recruiting battles. We lost one defensive lineman last year, but when it comes on the road, they're beating those teams that might have a higher collective amount, or at least in the old system there. So may not be able to go dollar to dollar, but the entire package is still winning out there against the Ohio States, the Texas A&M's.
Tommy, that was kind of the Ohio State method, what they did. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, with the new NCAA rules, the $20 million, everybody can do that. That's make it more of a level playing field for all the colleges, because if you go nil, then anything $600 over, it has to go through a clearinghouse to get approved. And so that's going to help people like Florida State, for instance.
Yeah.
Because they're going to use the $20 million.
The key is what they're going to do with the NIL.
Right.
And I'll go back to what Ohio State did, because I think Kirby's doing the same thing. I think Alabama copied it also. Your roster that you have now, the ones you really want to keep, you focus on paying them and keeping them. And the ones you don't, you kind of let them know you're not going to pay them and they leave anyway, which opens up to bring more players in. And you don't. They don't play them as much as some of the other guys coming. A few of them they do, but not across the board like some of them do. And like you said, they focus on what they want to keep and build that program with it. And they sell, I know at Alabama they sell it. Look what you're going to make. The real money's in the NFL. And really, the real money is in the NFL over a long period of time. But I want to go to the NIL. If they do it the right way, and I think they will. I think it's going to take time. I think they'll get the lawyers involved. But the NIL was supposed, and we've said this 1,000 times on the show, it was supposed to be made, and let's just use, Ford. You got a local Ford dealership in Tallahassee. They go to the individual player. They don't go through the school. All that money doesn't go to the school, and the coaches go, we're going to go buy this guy, give him $2 million. We got to have him. Now give him $3 million because Southern Cal wants him. It's not supposed to have been like that. If where Ford goes to the individual player, and they can have a agent, that's legal, and they say, Ford, we're going to pay you $25,000 a year. We want you to come down and be in the dealership one day a month or something like that, or taking pictures or a T-shirt. It's supposed to be something like that. If they get to do it like that, I think we can get it back kind of evenly. But you know good and well that if there's a way to get an advantage, they're going to do it. And Ohio State's got a lot of multi-billionaire boosters. Notre Dame's got a lot of money like that. So can they really ever get it? Because you know good and well the coach is going to be calling the owner of those companies and saying, look, whatever it takes, get it done. But does that have to go through a committee, the NIL, or just the revenue sharing?
No, the revenue sharing is separate. The schools pay that.
Schools pay the revenue.
So what's the committee do?
The NIL, if you have an NIL contract with somebody, if it's over $600, you got to go through the clearinghouse. They'll approve it.
I was thinking it was some total. Okay, good. So I think that's a good thing.
But I don't know, all these collectives, are they going to still be around?
The collectives are the issue. That's where
I don't know if they'll still be around or not. I guess they can be.
And that's what's turning everybody off, right?
Collectives it's just a pot of money. That the few in charge get to delegate. That's what separates college from high school. It's high schools, it's not allowed. College, that's where all the chaos is.
Now, is that money used in the revenue sharing, or is that considered putting money into
NIL? That'll be NIL. It have to be NIL.
So they need to do away with it. That's what's turning the fans off. You want to give money for you go buy a player, and you're already having to pay everything else.
The only thing a collective can do if they keep them is if you're coming to school and I've got a collective, I'll say, there's a guy over here who'll pay you this amount of money, and of course it's got to go through the clearinghouse to be approved. I don't know if that's still going to be around or not. I don't know.
Some teams have already gotten rid of their collectives. And I know Georgia shut down theirs.
That would be the smart
That's what they need to do. Get every conference athletic director, the conference chairman or whatever you call him, commissioner, and say, look, let's get control of this thing. This is what we're going to do. We all stay together. We might can win it in court. And that's the big thing. They lawyer up. Anyway, we got to take a break. I'm going to get off that. Let's talk about some of our wonderful, outstanding people, man. I tell you what, I love Dr. Ward. The guy's operated me, I think, at least twice. Does an incredible job. If you have any type of problem, if it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. If you're a female out there, two things you got to be worried about. Breast cancer, skin cancer. Now, Dr. Ward with skin cancer, he tells you all the time, protective clothes, put the lotion on. He's got offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Make an appointment, go see Dr. Ward. Also, where am I?
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good because I just got lost. 104.3 ESPN North. We get back, we got Alabama Crimson Tide, Auburn Tigers. And I'm going to give Josh time. Maybe he's got some announcements to make. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio.
We all know he loves the Florida Gators, but that's okay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
I can control the world.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 87 with a moderate breeze out of the southwest around 14 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 81. Tomorrow, partly sunny and likely thunderstorms and a high around 86. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
There's a reason we call it the big one, because the biggest deals of the year are happening now at Panama City Toyota. And you can get 3.99% APR on the award-winning Camry, plus 90 days until you make your first payment, and 3.99% on the new RAV4, plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Get 2.99% on the bold Tacoma, or take the lead and get 1.99% on the powerful Tundra. The big one. Right now at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire August 4th. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Scorpion TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks, or watch thousands of movies on demand, all for just $45 a month when you use the ESPN NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Scorpion TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Scorpion TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Scorpion TV logo. Don't forget our promo code ESPNNW.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Alabama Crimson Tide update is brought to you by a legend. Locals taking care of locals. Oh, you're local.
I am.
And I hope you're like me. When I go shop, I'm going to go visit local business, local restaurants, local owners. Don't you feel that's the best way to do it here in Bay County?
Absolutely.
So, and if I was a retired county AD, I would tell the new, young county AD, anytime we can help out local businesses, we should. And I know you do. I'm just messing with you. I know you do that. But I want to brag on Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason graduated from Mosley High School. He starts a business, and I'm telling you what, he's talking about baseball, he's knocked out of the ballpark. They hire great people, family owned, family run. Debbie does a great job over there. I saw the truck yesterday. They're everywhere because people know now they want to go with an honest guy, a local guy that's not going to take every penny in your pocket. He tells you something, it's the truth. They are incredible people. They do unbelievable work. And why would you sit around and your power bill go through the roof and your house doesn't get cooled off? Don't call anybody but Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll come up with a game plan. Your house will feel great and your power bill will go down. I guarantee it. If it doesn't work for you, give me a call. I tell you what, they are incredible. Stevenson Air, I love you, Jason. All right, let's talk about Alabama. But no, before we do that, let's talk a little bit of baseball. I think Bama's got a chance next year to be decent in baseball. This is so competitive in the SEC and the ACC, too, to really improve because everybody's so good. But Bama can do it. But we talk about Bay County baseball, how good it is here. Tommy, we got something new coming in. I had no idea. Josh, tell me out there what's going to be different in baseball.
Yeah, the double bag first base is trickling down to high school. So yesterday it got approved for the NFHS, which is our national federation, which is the umbrella for all the state associations like FHSAA and all the other states. By 2027, I think they said that the double bag will be implemented for high school baseball.
Explain to everybody exactly, because some people out there don't know what we're talking about. Tell them where it's at and what the purpose is.
Yeah, so it's the first base. It's basically putting two bags at first, and it's primarily a safety reason where you got the runner going on the baseline, and then the first baseman has a bag to put his foot on. So it's really just to prevent a lot of collisions at first, an injury prevention measure that the National Federation is putting in place for all states to accommodate.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad that's Tommy, you like that?
If the ball hits on the green bag, is it fair ball?
Yeah, well, so they're positioned to where that be in
play field.
Yeah, the original, the foul line is where the first bag is.
Okay, what's
and then the other one's on the outside.
It's
right?
offset.
Okay,
yeah,
it's
offset.
All right, so it'll be fair. Okay.
Yeah.
It will be
I was wondering about that.
No. The second bag, the first bag is on the baseline. So I'm saying.
So it's got to be in the lines, between the lines.
Yeah. So the bag is irrelevant.
So if it hits the green bag, it wouldn't.
No, it's
foul ball.
Foul ball, baby.
Oh, okay.
How many times has that happened in the last couple of years where they implement it?
All right.
I don't know. We'll find out.
We already have it in college baseball.
Yeah,
when I first saw it, I said, what are they doing? What happened? Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, Alabama update. Let me get into this. They open up. Here's some of the Crimson Tide schedule this year, which is very difficult, by the way. They open up with Powerhouse FSU, 2:30 ABC. It's on August 30th. September 6th, they got Monroe. That kickoff is 6:45 on the SEC Network. September 13th, Wisconsin comes into Tuscaloosa. They've changed. They got a new offensive coordinator. He's kind of on the hot seat. He's a great coach. Alabama went up there last year and embarrassed them at home. I think it's going to be a more competitive game. Kickoff, I don't like the kickoff. Bama hardly ever plays 11 o'clock Central Time. I don't like that. That might give Wisconsin the edge. But 11 o'clock on ABC or ESPN is Wisconsin. I think it's going to be a closer game. And then the big one, the big game, on the road, September 27th at Athens, Georgia, kickoff, 6:30 primetime, ABC. Does Georgia keep the home streak alive, the longest home winning streak in college football? Does Bama go in there and break it? So, what's going to happen?
I'm going to take the Dogs. But the first time Kirby's had Alabama between the hedges. So
he's had the only team he's had. He's 1-6 versus Bama. 1-6. 1-6. I don't want to bring that up anymore. Come on, Kirby. All right, 1-6. Vandy. Alabama got embarrassed last year on the road to Vandy when they were ranked number 1 in the country. That wasn't a big deal to me. Them losing was not the biggest thing. It's when an Alabama player, when the officials set the ball in play, an Alabama player that was mad, went over and kicked the ball, 15-yard penalty. They tried to get him to leave the field. He wouldn't leave. They left him in. He started the next week. That's when I said, something's not right. This ain't, you never in my lifetime, I was 67 years old. In 67 years, I never seen that. Never. And he still played. And that one, that happened again against Auburn. So, for me, I'm waiting to see what this year is going to bring us.
What would Saban have done if he did?
Oh, my, are you kidding me?
He'd run on the field.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what, Joe Namath told a story what Coach Bryant did to him one time. He threw his helmet down one time. He said, everybody thought Coach Bryant was hugging me. He said he had his arm around me on the sidelines. He said he was choking me. He said, boy, don't you ever pull that stuff again. And he said, Coach Bryant about choked me to death. And everybody thought he was hugging me. So anyway, Nick Saban wouldn't put up it. Now, this game is concerning October 11th at Missouri, 11 o'clock kickoff. That game will be on ABC or ESPN. I think Bama wins, but I think it'll be a hard-fought battle, especially, we'll see. And then on the 18th, October 18th, the third Saturday in October, Tennessee, 2:30 or either 7 o'clock. They haven't decided yet what time, and it'll be on ABC or ESPN. Tennessee worries me. That game always runs in streaks. They beat us last year. I could see them winning again this year. I think he does a good job there. South Carolina, last time we went to South Carolina, we got beat. No, I take that back. We did get beat in 2010 there when Spurrier was coaching and Saban was coaching. South Carolina's got a good team. It won't shock me if Alabama loses. Kickoff time will be either 2:30 or 7 o'clock. November 8th, the big one at home, LSU, 5 o'clock or either 7 o'clock. Then the one I'm looking forward to, do we get revenge on Oklahoma on November 15th at 2:30 or 7 o'clock? And then a powerhouse. This team is really good. They've improved. This is going to be a tough one for us. Eastern Illinois, kickoff time will be 1 o'clock on the SEC Network. And then the big one, Josh, at Auburn, 2:30 or either 7 o'clock. I think it's going to be 2:30 Central Time. Auburn. If Auburn's ranked, you heard it here first, we're going to lose. We have never beaten Auburn in Auburn when Auburn's ranked.
It's a pretty crazy stat.
Yeah. And hold off on Auburn because I'll ask you more about Auburn in a minute. All right, so that's what we know about the schedule and the times.
James, what do you think? What's your prediction on Alabama, their one-loss record this year?
I want to say 9-3. I think they're going to have a hard time. I don't think they'd beat Georgia at Georgia. I think Kirby, the record's been bad there. Saban's gone. They get like they're going to get blown out at home last year in Tuscaloosa, and then they came back and almost won it. I got to give the edge to Georgia on that one. Auburn, if Auburn's having the kind of year I think they're going to have, we struggle there when they're not very good. And Georgia almost lost to them 2 years ago in Auburn. Auburn's a different animal at home. It's just different there.
Strange things happen in Georgia.
Yeah, that's a great job. I'm telling you, that's a great job. That game worries me. And then Tennessee, LSU. Who knows? You can screw up and lose to Oklahoma. You can screw up and lose to Missouri. Yeah. The SEC is so competitive. If we have the self-discipline like we used to, and Coach is a great coach like I kind of think he is, year one's always the hardest. Mm-hmm. You know that. Second year's always better. He could be really good this year. So I don't know what. I'm like FSU. You're excited, but you don't know what you're really going to get. Yeah. That first game, if he loses to FSU, you talking about some fans that will turn on you. It's going to get ugly. You think?
We've seen that, haven't we?
Yeah. Athlon Sports Magazine came out with. We already got the bowl lineups. We got everything you need to know right here. Here's what's going to happen to Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama's going to finish the season at number 8 in the country. They get a home game. They're going to host number 9 Oregon in Tuscaloosa. Guess what? Alabama wins that game. Guess where? And if this happens, I will be there. I don't care what it costs. I love going to Sugar Bowl. They're going to go down in New Orleans. They're going to play the number 1 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, in the Sugar Bowl. And guess what happens?
Texas wins.
Texas beats. Thank you. Texas beats us. Our season's over. But if you've ever gone, have you been to the Sugar Bowl?
I have.
Have you been to the Sugar Bowl? You've been. To me, it's the greatest bowl game out there because everything's located in a little area. Orange Bowl's the worst. Dallas is all about the stadium. I love that stadium, but you're still kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And then the Rose Bowl I've never been to. But Atlanta's okay. You know, they got what's it called, the Georgia Center?
Yeah, the Convention Center there.
Convention Center, you got all that going on. So that's okay. I can live with that. But the Orange Bowl, I hate it. You're out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing to do. What's your favorite bowl game?
I like Sugar Bowl, too.
Yeah, I just love it.
I like the pageantry there. That's pretty cool.
Anyway, if you're having a problem right now, we've had so many people, so many of our sponsors have gone with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Dr. Chad Mitchell got 2 units from him. Jason Kovaleski, one at home, one of his business. Randy, we got him here. He's incredible. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, not even close. If you have any kind of problem, go local, go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Same thing over in Beef O'Brady's and Lynn Haven. The key word there is Lynn Haven Beef O'Brady's. Pat Perno, City Commissioner, does a great job with that. His restaurant's second to none. Go check it out. You'll love it. Always great food, great atmosphere. And if you're over in Lynn Haven, go see David and Amber. Go there and check with them. Get you some jewelry. And we'll be right back. We get back, we got the Auburn Tigers. And I need, Josh, I need your input on Auburn, okay? We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
Jaden Daniels, if he does get into the top 5 quarterbacks in the National Football League, and I get that that's a big if. The guy that we're worried about being pushed out or being replaced ain't Jalen Hurts. It's Joe Burrow. You judge greatness in this league by a few different things. Championship rings, all pros, and MVPs. Joe Burrow ain't got none of that.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 87 with a moderate breeze out of the southwest around 14 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 81. Tomorrow, partly sunny and likely thunderstorms and a high around 86. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The July 4th savings continues here at the Sleep Center. Stop by today and you can still save up to $200 on select Sealy mattress sets. Sealy, made in the USA, and available at
the Sleep Center, where it's bedtime all day long.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
The July 4th savings continues here at the Sleep Center. Stop by today and you can still save up to $200 on select Sealy mattress sets. Sealy, made in the USA, and available at
the Sleep Center, where it's bedtime all day long.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio on the Sports Talk Must. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yeah, we should probably stay there. Still good. Eagle, hey, Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna. Man, we got so many Auburn Tigers in Panama, Florida. It's incredible. And
my brother-in-law's an Auburn Tiger.
Is he really?
Yeah, we put up with him anyway.
Did you forgive him?
We have.
How did you become a Georgia guy?
I'm born and raised. Yeah. My dad actually grew up right next door to Wally Butts back in the day.
Are you kidding me? Wally Butts and Bear Bryant were good buddies. Mm-hmm. That lawsuit made them both rich. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, unbelievable, man. Josh, how did you become a big Auburn Tiger?
Born and raised, just bloodline. My grandfather went there, and we just go to games. We had season tickets.
Where were you born at?
Birmingham.
Okay, and your dad coached there for years.
Yep.
Was your grandfather from there also?
He's from Birmingham and went to Auburn Engineering School, and then we've had, since I was in diapers, Auburn season tickets, and hadn't been there a couple of years, obviously being back down here, but love the place, beautiful campus.
We went to, I think, 10 straight Iron Bowls, home and away. Phil would get the tickets, because Pat Dye, Bud Casey coached for Pat Dye all those years, and he recruited. I know Bud. Well, you know, Bud's in Hale since 1980, and even before then. And we used to get tickets, and they were good tickets at Auburn. Alabama tickets, we would get them back then. I think we lost 6 of them that I went to. We won 4 and lost 6. Tommy Tuberville was the coach at the time. But I'll never forget, we went to Auburn. They do the Eye of the Tiger of the Iron Bowl. It's like a different level. It's like Georgia-Alabama game is about the same. They ran that opening kickoff back. I'm telling you, I thought the stadium was going to fall apart. I was like, my God, they're crazy. But it was unreal. If you haven't been to an Auburn game, you need to go. Jim Brandt went to one. Never been to one. It was the Akron game. And he said, man, I couldn't believe it. They're playing Akron. Mm-hmm. So if you've never been to a game at Auburn, you need to go do so. You have a great time. I want to finish up with these bowl games. This is what's going to happen with Auburn in 2025. The Auburn Tigers, they do make a bowl game.
There you go.
Okay? They're going to go to the Liberty Bowl, which is not going to make the Auburn fans happy. They go to Liberty Bowl, and they're going to play Kansas. Do they win? Absolutely. It's the SEC. Yeah, they finally get to win. But here are some of the other bowl games that have to tie-ins with the SEC. The Gator Bowl will be played between Georgia Tech and Texas A&M.
That'd be fun.
Okay.
That'd be a good game, and I've been there to those games before. That's a great place.
Yeah, Gator Bowl's cool.
Yeah.
First Gator Bowl I ever went to in my life was Texas-Auburn back in, I want to say it was 1972.
72?
My aunt and uncle were big Auburn fans. And
God,
like I said, we had a
born
split
then.
family, so I went to the Auburn game, and Auburn beat Texas. Suge Jordan, I remember looking at Suge down there. Anyway, the Texas Bowl, you got Oklahoma versus Iowa State. Whatever. That means, are the Oklahoma fans going to be happy being in the Texas Bowl? Will we be looking for a new head football coach? I think so. Birmingham Bowl. That new stadium's nice. Yep. Okay, I like that. South Florida versus Arkansas. Sam Pittman might get another year. Who knows? Independence Bowl. We actually played when I was at Southern. We played, I think, Missouri there, and it was cold. Vandy versus Oregon State. Independence Bowl. Okay, good. Music City Bowl. I don't agree with this. I think they're going to have a better year. They got Ole Miss playing Nebraska. I think both teams could have a better year than this.
Yeah, that'd be a down year.
Yeah. Quest Bowl. Where's the Quest? That's Tampa, right? Quest Bowl, so. Tampa. Indiana versus South Carolina. South Carolina's supposed to have a better year than that. We'll see. Citrus Bowl, that's a good bowl. Citrus Bowl, I've been to that several times. That's who we played in the Citrus Bowl one year, and we did play Missouri. That was in Orlando. Michigan versus the Florida Gators. That means Florida's had a pretty good year. Yeah. They won at least 8 games. Liberty Bowl, I just told you, Auburn, Kansas. The Mayo Bowl, this will not go. This is not going to fly. The Mayo Bowl, SMU, which they expect to be pretty good. They got a lot of money.
They will be.
Yeah, SMU versus Tennessee. Tennessee people are not going to be happy with this. If Tennessee only goes to the Mayo Bowl, he lost that quarterback. But he's in good shape. They made the play. I don't think they'll get rid of him if he goes 7-5-8-4. I don't think they'll get rid of him.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If that ends up being the case, SMU's a good football team.
Yeah,
that would be an unbelievable.
They got a good head football coach. He has some ties to Gus Malzahn. Tommy, here are your playoffs from the SEC. This is not a bowl game, but it's the playoffs. At number 7, LSU gets in. They get a home game versus number 10, Miami Hurricanes. I like LSU in that one. Number 8, I already talked about it. Number 8, Alabama's home versus number 9, Oregon. In the Orange Bowl, this is what's going to happen in the Orange Bowl. Georgia's going to be in the Orange Bowl, ranked number 4th in the country. They're going to play number 5, Clemson. In the Rose Bowl, LSU won. They move on. They're going to play number 2, Penn State, in the Orange Bowl. In the Sugar Bowl, I already told you, it's going to be Alabama and Texas. The Fiesta Bowl, Texas gets it done. They kick a field goal late in the game. They beat Alabama. They go on to play in the Fiesta Bowl. The number 1 ranked team will play the number 4 team, Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. They're going to play for the 2nd time, maybe the 3rd time, out in air. And you'll be there. You'll be there. You'll be at the Fiesta Bowl. All right, and everybody else is gone, done. Penn State took care of LSU. In the national championship game, it's going to be played in the Orange Bowl. It's ugly. Texas beats Georgia, the number 1 team in the country. Texas plays Penn State for the national championship. It's an incredible game. It comes down to a call. What does Franklin do? Yes, he does it again. He screws it up. Texas stuffs the play. Texas Longhorns national championship. SEC. We take back, now we're the greatest conference in the country again. That's what they're predicting from the experts. Do y'all agree with any of this stuff?
I don't.
I don't either.
Throw it out.
They're on the Manning.
We could have done better than this survey, I think. But anyway. But Auburn, did you know this? It's officially happened on July 1st. What happened at Auburn? You should know. What happened?
Enlighten me.
You've been busy. You've been busy. July 1st, Auburn officially became a Nike school.
Yep, true.
They helped Oregon get better and make more money. So Oregon thanks you, but Auburn now, and head football coach Hugh Freeze looking forward to competing in Nike cleats, Nike uniforms. We are excited. Our players are excited. We're going to play in these beautiful uniforms in front of the greatest fans in college football. Excitement, you could feel it around the campus. It's a dream come true. Did you feel different July 1st? Did anybody else? I felt it. I like it. And on a negative note, you did hear about this, right? Angelo Barber, 3-star. He's competing. He has a chance to maybe play a lot, maybe even start. Some bad news from him. He was charged on multiple felony drug trafficking charges. Redshirt freshman got arrested he got stopped in Delville, Alabama. He had 2.5 pounds of marijuana. He had a gun, loaded gun, and he had a lot of cash. $1,897 worth of cash. Hard trying to explain what that was. I think we all can figure that out. He was the 50th ranked linebacker in the country. He's 5'11", 233 pounds, can run, stud, 3-star. He was better than a 3-star. He was actually going to have a chance to play some this year. Auburn he's kicked off the team naturally, and hopefully he'll get his life straightened back out. But, we hear about this as June usually is the arrest. Me and Glenn used to say this all the time. We start this thing. June's, spring football, and June is arrest time, and how many people get arrested during spring. And really, this is one of the first ones I've heard about. And I'm sure there have been others, not from Auburn, but across the country. This is the first one I heard from Auburn. Did you hear anything else about this? Anything else you got on this one?
No.
Yeah. But I thought he's done. He won't be back at Auburn, so that's the only negative thing. What do you think about Nike? Were you okay with Auburn going Nike?
I think that's your majority winner. Just got to change the wardrobe with all the Under Armour stuff.
All right, I got to ask you this before you get out of here. Is there anything else you want to share with the great people in the Panhandle of Florida before you get out today?
Speaking of Nike I'm working with Nike to try to. Obviously, we're bringing flag football to the area for girls, and will be spring next year. But working with Nike to get a grant to provide some uniforms, so it's less expensive for our schools to have to intake that cost. So
could the county just become a Nike county and get a better deal that way?
Yeah, I'd hate to put that on some people because I know people. You don't want to take away people's preferences from Adidas to Under Armour to Nike. That's true. It's not that important to me what you wear. But working with just a lot of people to try to better our just involvement. I'm working on athletic websites for every school, and they'll have their own athletic app as well. Cool. So you can go to your phone. You can, if you follow Mosley, if your son plays at Mosley or you're a Mosley alum, you can click the Mosley Athletics app, and you can see the schedule, the roster. You can have live links to NFHS to watch the games. GoFan, our ticketing platform. So we're working on that for all high schools in the area, so we're excited about rolling that out this fall.
Tell you what, there's nothing like listening to a game on Friday night on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3. That's what you need to listen to. All right, thank you so much for coming in. You can be in 2 weeks?
Be here in 2 weeks.
All right, buddy, I'll see you again. Tell the superintendent, great job.
I will.
Really proud
Thank
of
you, guys.
I tell you what, you want your yard to look beautiful, Turf Pro Pest Control can make that happen. You want a new roof? Vandy Roofing can make that happen. Hey, you need a new bike. Steve's Bike Shop. Unbelievable. Though we're going to get you to sponsor something. I don't know what yet. You better start a business or something because I like you in here. Stevenson Air Conditioning, thank you. I want to thank, really, Pat Perno, the city commissioner. Thank you so much for the Auburn update. Get out to B4 Braves. Have a wonderful time. And I tell you what, Dr. Ward, we love you too. 7:30 every Wednesday, Dr. Ward. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, go get it checked out. 5 minutes can save your life. We'll be right back with the legendary Tommy Sandemet, Tho Bishop, Randy, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Here comes the Thunder.
Tonight, we're staying up late for the Braves on the West Coast. It's exciting interleague play with the Atlanta Braves and the Athletics. Coverage coming up from West Sacramento at Sutter Health Park at 6:50. First pitch 8:05. Right here on your spot for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Looking for an unbeatable deal on a pre-owned ride? Head straight to Tommy Autos, 2209 West 15th Street. An amazing selection of quality used vehicles under $14,995. Our friendly sales team is geared up to help you discover the perfect match for your needs and your wallet. Plus, we guarantee a hassle-free experience. Buy here, pay here. Financing options are available, and everyone is approved. You'll find incredible value and service that shines. You gotta come to Tommy Autos, 2209 West 15th Street.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Master, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. So thanks so much for coming in. I'm enjoying it.
Glad to be here.
Good job. Tommy, I love you. Tommy, you can listen to legendary Tommy Santamont every Thursday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. His contract states he will be here every single Thursday.
Not next Thursday, I won't. I'll be in Gainesville, my favorite place to go.
I'm gonna have to deduct some pay.
Breach your contract right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna deduct some pay.
There goes his NIL deal.
Yeah, you can throw that out the window. But anyway, Jeremy's not gonna be here either. What am I gonna do? Though you gonna be around?
Hey,
Randy will be here.
Wildcat might be back.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think
Randy can.
Maybe. I want to get this in real quick because I forgot to do this, and so forgive me. The SEC media days, and all the media days, Big 12 media days running, they're going on July 8th and 9th. They're out in Texas. Mountain West, they crank it up on July 16th and 17th, only 2 days. And they're going to be in Las Vegas. SEC, a lot of people complaining and we'll talk to Jeff Spiegel tomorrow about this. He'll probably have some better insight on this. I think the commissioner's going to hear quite about this. A lot of people backed out. A lot of people not happy the way they were treated in certain. I know we're not. July 14th through the 17th, it will be in Atlanta at the SEC Media Days. My daughter will be there covering that. ACC Media Days, Tommy.
July the 22nd through the 24th, Charlotte.
Do you know who Florida State's bringing, the players or anything?
I think Castellaно's going to be one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other.
And that, again, those dates are July 22nd through the 24th, and that's going to be in Charlotte, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Big Ten. I don't get this. Big Ten, why are they doing it here? Big Ten, July 22nd through the 24th, same time the ACC is going on. I don't like that. And it's going to be in Las Vegas. Why Las Vegas for a Big Ten conference? I don't get that. They like all the gamble or what?
Yeah.
We'll ask the Buckeye boys tomorrow what's up with this.
So look, that's their plan going forward, is to do a lot of their big conference stuff in Vegas.
I don't get that. I guess it'd be fun to go down and have a good time. You ever been to Vegas?
I have.
Tommy, have you been to Vegas?
Yep, several times.
I've never been. Is it fun?
I've flown in there 2 or 3 times.
It can't be better than Biloxi. Why are you laughing? All right, Conference USA, July 22nd, 1 day out in Texas. 1 day. Sun Belt, July 22nd, July 23rd. You know where they're doing it? New Orleans. That's a good place to have a good time. The American, if you don't get killed, American Atlantic, they're going to be July 24th, 25th, Charlotte, North Carolina. Mid-American, the MAC, July 24th, 1 day, Detroit, Michigan. I would not want to go there. The Big 12, who knows, who cares? I don't know anything about that. So anyway, all right, you can probably get this right. Tommy, I'm going to quiz you guys. Biggest college bowl game blowout. The top 4 biggest blowout bowl games. At number 4, no, there's 5. I got the top 5. At number 5, y'all never get it, so I'll tell you now. At number 5, it happened in 2008, GMAC bowl game. Tulsa, 63. Bowling Green, 7. Okay, that came in at number 5. Number 4, you won't get it, so I'm only going to try to ask you.
We won't get any of them, probably.
Now, y'all will get it. You're going to get some of them.
No.
Number 4, 2018 Armed Forces Bowl game, Army 70. Who did they beat? They scored 70 points. The other team scored 14. Can you remember who it was? They're now a member of the Big 12, I think. Houston.
Houston.
God,
that shocked me. I kind of remember this game.
Nice.
They put it on them, man.
USA.
Yeah. All right. This happened in 2023, so y'all should get this one. It's the 3rd biggest blowout bowl game in history. Their offense was unbelievable. I think their quarterback won the Heisman that year. They killed a team in the Big Ten. Who was it? The game was played in the Citrus Bowl, 2023. Who were the teams? What was the score? Tell me if you need some help.
Oh, I need some help.
One of the teams was called LSU. Who was the other team from the Big Ten? Their colors are black and gold.
Oh, was it Iowa?
Purdue.
Yeah.
Do you know the score? LSU's offense unstoppable. 60. I remember watching this game. 63-7.
Yeah.
They had no chance. They had athletes could stop them. They killed them. And LSU looked good. If LSU had a real better defense that year, they'd have been a lot better. All right. Also, it happened in the same year. The second biggest blowout. It happened in 2023 in a huge game. A huge game.
I think I know this one.
I think you do too. Matter of fact, it was a national championship game. It was embarrassing. And this was Cinderella team. Let them in. Let these strength of schedule does not count for the committee because they should have never even been there. Alabama should have been there. Or somebody. What was the score and who was the teams?
Georgia and FSU.
Georgia TCU.
Georgia TCU. It was for the national championship. What was the score? It could have been whatever Kirby wanted, but what was the score? Was it in the 50s or the 60s?
It was something to ugly. I don't remember
It was
what
very
that was.
ugly.
Yeah, I don't remember much at the end of the game based off of how my partner.
These were bowl games.
It was a national championship game. It was.
Oh yeah,
disaster.
Yeah.
Georgia destroyed them 65-7.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the greatest teams ever. And Tommy, you should know this one. The greatest bowl blowout in the history of mankind. The Orange Bowl 2023. Georgia put it on them. Who was that other team that Georgia destroyed?
I have no idea.
What was the game again?
Orange Bowl 2023.
Oh, that was Florida State, I believe, if I remember.
Yeah, you believe it really.
It was pretty ugly.
Whoever they could get on the bus that time.
Yeah. What was the score?
63-3.
Yeah.
63-3.
That was almost as bad as that Florida State Louisville game when Lamar Jackson was a quarterback.
That's true.
Breaking news. I used to tease that. Breaking news. Lamar Jackson scored again.
Yeah.
I was at an FSU party. Thomas Ray was going nuts. He loves Florida State. He was, Thomas.
I was at that Florida State Louisville game.
It was at Louisville.
Yeah, I was at the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was when they honored Muhammad Ali and.
Did they really?
Oh yeah. It was the first and only college game day was there that day. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Do you remember that game?
Absolutely.
They couldn't stop.
Absolutely.
It was a track race. What was the final score of that one?
God, it was 63 to maybe 21 or something.
Yeah.
I think we put our fourth string in the fourth, or second string in the fourth quarter. So, but yeah, it was an ugly game.
I can remember back in the day, Coach Bowden beating people like that.
He wouldn't do that.
What comes around, what goes around comes around.
Well, I looked over and smiled at Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah. Coach Bowden wasn't the coach when all this happened. But go back to that not the Orange Bowl. FSU's team, half of them didn't even play in it. Georgia's heart was broken also, but their guys showed up.
They all played.
So what was it? What was the difference, though, Tommy? Seriously, I might be an ugly. Was it the great leadership that Kirby Smart provides to get his team to show up and play that hard? Because they worked the heck out of it at practice. I remember everybody, they got after each other. In Florida State, they just, I think, too, you could see Coach's heart was broken. Remember, they showed on live TV, his heart was broken.
Yep.
They couldn't overcome it. The players' hearts were broken, but they didn't play.
No.
I thought that was wrong. They should have played in the game. You got to get over things.
Well, I think the players absolutely should have played because 10 of those kids went pro. I mean, they had a great defense, not a bad offense either.
Yeah, if everybody would have played, it would have been a heck of a game.
It would have been a good game, but I don't know. There was probably a couple of players who started all that stuff off. I wouldn't. Jared Verse didn't play, and I would. He was such a great guy. I think there was a couple of players who started that and just got it around and says, hey, look, let's show them they don't want us to play in the playoffs. We're not going to play here either. We said to heck with them. We just won't play.
And look what happened the next year. That kind of attitude destroyed them the next year.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's one of the downsides of the transfer portal, because I know FSU had a lot of stars from the transfer portal, and just it's a little bit of different loyalty to the brand if you're there for 1 year as a rental. And
exactly. I don't mind them making money. In fact, I like that. I'm glad they're making money. I don't like people at the university asking us to give them money to go pay for players. I don't like that part of it. But the transfer deal, I can't stomach that. No. You made a word. You gave me your word. You made a commitment. Stay there. Be a man. Do what you said you're going to do, at least for a couple of years.
Yeah. I don't think I don't like this opt-out crap.
I don't either.
That is just.
Well, let me ask you this. I think they're going to address that with all this new stuff because now,
they'll sign contracts.
You don't play, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
And I hope they can take money away from it if they don't do that. Yeah. You're now a professional. You got to go perform. You really truly. There's no amateur sports anymore. It's a professional league. You're getting paid. You're professional. So I think that should take care of it.
Well, all those players will have lawyers. Agents to look at their contracts because I'm sure the university is going to write that contract up. It's going to benefit them because you don't want to be able to play have a great bowl game. You make it, and then your players don't want to play. Exactly. That's just to me is ridiculous.
And the fan. And remember back when we played. It was your school. It was your teammates. You didn't do anything. It was always the team. I can remember Southern Mississippi when you weren't starting. They always hey, you know what? You're one play away. You pull for your teammates, and it makes you better. Work yourself and make yourself better. And everybody bought into it. We never transferred out when we didn't get our way or we didn't start. It was just a different world back then. It's like our country now. They try to divide everything and break everything apart. When you stick together, you can accomplish anything. Yep. And I think Kirby, that's one thing I love about Kirby. And he learned it from Nick and all the other coaches. He worked for Coach Bowden, too. I think he worked for Coach Bowden as a GA. Yeah. But I think he does that as well as anybody, keeping a team together and developing players. I love Kirby. I can't say enough good things about the guy.
Well, talent's going to get flatter because it's going to be easier to get buy your talent. It's going to be the culture of your program is going to be everything.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And that's something that you can't buy.
Yeah, and that's what I think we're all looking forward to next year as an Alabama fan. What's the discipline like? And I think he's a good coach. I do. He's a really good man. So I'm hoping he does really well. I hope we're disciplined. I hope that was a one and done thing we saw last year. In FSU, this is the same thing. I don't know what to expect from Florida State. I think the coaches he's brought in are great. We'll talk about that when we get back. Let's talk about some of our people we have. Dr. Chad Mitchell, love you, Chad. Listen to me every Monday right here. Stevenson Air Conditioning, Steve's Bike Shop, Kyle Vandergrift, Vandy Roofing, Turf Pro Pest Control. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here at 8:30 on ESPN Northwest. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
First of all, this thing with the court and college sports is getting uglier and uglier by the day. What's your solution to this stuff, Coach?
Well, my solution really doesn't matter because these folks seem like they know what they're doing, don't they?
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 87 with a moderate breeze out of the southwest around 14 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 81. Tomorrow, partly sunny and likely thunderstorms and a high around 86. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Josh had to leave. Elvis has left the building. He had to get back to county office. Really pretty. Tommy, talk about him. He's done a great job. He has some big shoes to fill. Anybody trying to take your place is incredible to do. But he reminds me of you. He's smart, good looking, great person. I think he's going to do really well.
Yeah, Josh is, I'm very impressed with him. He is and he will do a great job. I think we're fortunate to have somebody like Josh Young.
Yeah.
And I know he's been down to our athletic directors conferences. He comes down there to learn more about his job, and he has done very well.
I knew he was going to be pretty good when we used to have him on the show when he was a basketball coach at Arnold. Mm-hmm. And Jamie had told me about him and his dad. His dad's a Hall of Famer up in Alabama. His dad's a great man. So there's no doubt he's special. Tho Bishop, man, what a great job he did today. He did a wonderful job. He's a big Georgia guy. I'm going to sign him up. He doesn't know it yet. He's going to start doing some advertising with us. He does a great job on the radio. I love it. His mama's a great lady, too. Good people. He went to Arnold High School. Tho Bishop, wonderful man. Tom, I got to ask you this. We're talking about coaching staffs. I think Greg Bernicki, the mayor, and when you mention mayor, go look at a picture in dictionary. His picture's there. He's the greatest mayor maybe of all time, him and Philip Griffiths. But him and Bill Allen are typical. How would you classify them as coaches, especially with baseball? Are they kind of the guys that got all the answers, never wrong?
You said they're know-it-alls?
Yeah, kind of a know-it-all. Yeah.
Very seldom are they wrong.
Yeah, very seldom. But you know what? They can back it up, Randy. They can back it up.
Here's the thing about it. If you don't believe that they're right every time, ask them. They'll tell you.
Thank you. And I got to give them credit. They did what they wanted. They got rid of a baseball coach. They got who they wanted. It didn't work out very good the first year, and they stuck with him. And now look at it. They did really well this past year. I think they're pretty happy what's going on over there. Now, what about football at FSU? We were talking about coaching staff, Kirby Smart staff compared to, say, FSU, Alabama, whatever. Does Coach have it put together at FSU now? Do you think he's got the people that he believes in there? He had to fire people last year, and we all know what happens. You fire your assistants. The next year, if it's not right, usually you get fired. Yeah. Does he have the right people?
Yeah, I think so. Mike Norville is so dedicated to people who works for him. I was kind of surprised that he fired who he fired.
Yeah.
Because I know they're great friends and they've been families all. You know how football coaches, they're all one big family, and to me as a head coach to fire somebody like that, I mean, how do you do it? I think they kind of know, and they hear talk around the town that, hey, this is not working out. So, and then the coach says, I need to talk to you. You know what's about to happen. But it's still tough. I mean, you've done it before. You had to
call them in. Yeah. I've done it, and I've had it done to me.
Yeah. And it's very difficult. But, you're looking at coaching staffs now, and what happened with FSU, we talked about earlier about all the players opting out, didn't play against Georgia. Now you look at staffs, they've got coaching personnel directors. They got all kinds of staff on now that would hopefully director of player personnel. I know FSU's got one of them now. Where they had it then, I'm not for sure, but people like that, because there's so much psychology in coaching. Keeping kids together and making kids want to play and giving 100%. Because I know Norvell is a stickler on practice. When you go to one of his practice, you give 100% every single play. And I always wonder, why are they in and out? They take these kids out. They don't let them stay because by the time that they give it 100%, physically it's very demanding on them, and they run them in and out of there.
Let me ask you this, because you bragged on him before in recruiting. Like when you drive up to Tallahassee, you drive up to campus, they're the first. He's the first one there to meet the kids and the family. I think that's pretty incredible.
He don't go up and shake hands; he hugs them.
Yeah,
I mean he's very
personable.
Very personal. And like I say, I've met him a couple of times, and he reminds me a lot of Coach Bowden in his mannerisms and his personality. Just super guy. I mean, he takes the time to go around and shake your hand and tell you, thank you for being at our practice. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
I played for a guy. I loved him, Bobby Collins. He's passed away now, and he is the first coach and only coach to ever get the death penalty. He was the head football coach of Southern Mississippi. We were beating Auburn, Alabama. And I was going to beat Alabama. But anyway, SMU, they lost their coach. They come to Southern Mississippi. I think they had even talked to Coach Bryant about him. And he left Southern Mississippi to go to SMU. And I took almost most of the coaching staff. But let me tell you what, and I want to know if Norvell's this way. But our practices at Southern Mississippi were so disciplined. Not only did we have to sprint to every drill, have our helmets buckled, everything was about discipline, work ethic. Every coach on his staff ran also. You didn't see one assistant coach walk into a different drill and not being vocal, not being enthusiastic, and can be, I wouldn't say negative, but they could get after your butt, and he wanted them to get after your butt. He demanded it from the players. He demanded it from the coaches. And I remember he did let go one coach when we were there, but it had to do with recruiting. I think it had to do with recruiting more than anything else. One of our coaches on his staff was Mac Brown. So he knew and had great players and great coaches. Let me ask you this. Is Norvell that way with the rest of the you told me you see him running. Is he the man that from all the coaches? When you watch practice, did you see that? Oh, yeah. He is. When they break into sessions, he's at every one of them. He's running around there. How he doesn't have a voice. He's yelling at them, going around and just going crazy. What I want to see, what I think is going to be very interesting for me, my perspective, is seeing Gus Malzahn and Tony White, offensive and defensive coordinators, and how they're reacting with Norvell around too. Are they going to have that hype, or are they going to be more passive and laid back? So I can't wait to see that. That's what I'm really looking forward to, because I've seen Malzahn on the sidelines, and I've seen him boom this and boom that, and I want to see him in actual practice. I think it's going to be very good. And when you've been a head coach, and he's been a head coach a long time, now all of a sudden now he's the assistant. Right. He didn't have the final say on calls and stuff like that. And from what I understand hearing him talk, I think he's really good with that, because he said, I've never had the chance just to be the coach. And so this is really his first chance in a long time. He's just the coach. Well, remember now, he was the OC at Auburn when they won the national championship, and that relationship with Jim Chizik was really good. So I think, I'm with you, I think it's going to be fine. I think it will too. It's going to be good to see how they. I'll be able to tell you when I go see a practice. I'm really interested in going over there. Well, you had mentioned something about, you've done it. We all had to do it. But honestly, when you fire somebody, I've always thought it was my mistake. I did a poor job in evaluating a coach. I did a poor job coaching a coach, I wanted him to coach. So it was a failure on my part when I had to fire a guy. Because if I do my job, I'm going to hire the right guy.
Right.
And most of the time it works out that way. Now, I was a head coach for 30 years, only in 3 counties, Polk County, Lee County, and Bay County. When I went to Lake Wales, the only reason I fired anybody there is because I was allowed to bring in my whole staff. We brought in a lot of people. And that's the only reason. It wasn't anything they did wrong. It's just I wanted my own people in there. When I went to Cape Coral, we had to get rid of 1 guy, actually 2. And the only reason, it was really one of the few guys I really had to fire because he knew his stuff, but he was so negative. And I brought him in, talked to him about it. He had a problem the year before, the other head coach, with the players, the parents, administration, and then the head coach. And so when you're around negative people, you got to separate yourself from that. So I did only have to do that like 1 time there. And at Arnold, same thing, only 1 time at Arnold in 13 years. And it was because you get some of these young guys that played at a university, if you didn't do, and I was that way. I was that way. If you're not doing like we did to Southern Mississippi, because that's all I knew, I'm like, man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Well, I do, and you're not buying into it. You go get yourself a head job and go do whatever you want to do it.
Well, when you look at college coaches now, the staffs are they're enormous staffs now. And you think as a head coach, it only takes 1 really bad apple, and it can screw everything up. So
no doubt.
You know they vetting, the head coaches, they know a lot of people, so they're calling around trying to find out before they hire this guy or that guy.
We got about 30 seconds, but I will say this from everybody out here in radio world in the Panhandle, Florida. Tommy Santamont, when he's a county AD, I'm telling you what, he checked you out. Steve Harden, he checked him out top to bottom, myself, all those coaches. You were involved heavily in that back in the heyday of football, Bay County. And I was always impressed where you handled all of us because we all didn't get along.
No, you didn't.
Harden, Scroggins, all those guys, Charlie Tate. And you kept the media out of all that stuff. Hell, after you left, everything was in the media. Back then, there's stuff that happened people wouldn't have believed in, and it never got out there.
No.
Anyway, Tommy, I love you. Thank you for coming in today.
Okay.
Randy, great job as always. Thank you guys for listening today. We'll be back tomorrow. And have a great day. Keep it right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are...
Oh, by the way, the Braves are playing tonight. 6:50 is airtime, and then 8:05 is the first pitch. How about that?
We're the home of the Atlanta Braves.
And they won last night, too. Big game, and that was a big win. Yeah. So we got about 20 seconds here. So, Tommy, did you want to say anything? I mean, does he want to jump in there, or you just want to...
Anything you want to say about me? Laura Layton, I love y'all. We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
LeBron's staying, but they want to be in the sweepstakes for Giannis. That's what